Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, so tell us about the sacred sites that you have found that were, um, I don't know if the word is dedicated to the goddess energy or all about it, or tell us about what you found with the feminine cultures in your research.
The most beautiful and gentle feminine culture in the world is renowned to be in Malta, land of the goddess.
Where's that? Malta?
Malta, it's off the Mediterranean. You've got
Okay.
Greece and you've got those type of countries. Malta's just a little bit over to that area of the Mediterranean.
Well, I
And
guess I'm going there.
I've got a tour book there, hopefully, all being well, in October. It's actually full now. But I say it's the most feminine because every single temple had a goddess figure in there and a voluptuous figure, a real childbearing hit woman, gorgeous and voluptuous. And in the old Maltese language, they had no word for father. It was just the mother and the mothers. So their culture was completely identifying with the goddess culture. And they had figurines of the goddess. They had a beautiful altars. It's ornate carving into limestone. And imagine you've got two temples, one called Menidra at the bottom, which is a rose-colored limestone. And against the sunset setting, it goes golden red. Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful sights, and that's on 2 stories. And you've got a kind of male energy as you go in into the entrance, because that was aligned to the sun rise at the equinox. So a shaft of male energy enters the womb of the temple twice a year at the equinox. So they kind of integrated the male and the female to produce harmony, to produce the inner child, to produce lovemaking. And on the top floor that you have an area that looks very womb-like as well. They all look like the womb in Malta, and that's very feminine as well. And then just above the hill you have Hagaim Temple, and that is a kind of yellow golden temple. So you've got a rose-colored temple and then a golden-colored temple, and it feels sensual. It feels like you are coming into your power when you enter those. And I always choose on my tours a full moon to experience the energies as well. When the female energy orb is high in the sky and her light is spreading down across the sea towards the temple, it's truly a sight to behold. And found in the most feminine temple of Malta called the Hypogeum. Oh, listeners, Google the Hypogeum. You're going to fall in love with
Can
Malta.
you please spell it?
I'd have to write it out myself first. Hypogeum. Yes, it's
water.
Hypogeum. Hypogeum. Hypogeum, because
water.
What the ancestors did in Malta, probably led by a priestess cult, priestess school, mystery school, call it what you will, they dug 2 stories down in the solid limestone bedrock to make a womb-like area. And it's just like at the pyramids. How did they see what they were doing? There's no soot. They must have had a light source. And it's so intricate. Everything is carved so beautifully. It looks pristine, but you're 2 stories down. But the amazing thing about the Hypogeum and all these womb-like rooms is there's one room called the Oracle Chamber. And it's called the Oracle Chamber, Amy, because if I was stood in there and I said, Amy, in every single of the chamber, and there's numerous chambers, you'd hear Amy, 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 Amy. Then it would build up to reverberate and reverberate and reverberate till you feel the sound going through your body. That's the Hypogeum. And a lot of people, when they think about ancient sites, they think about Stonehenge and the pyramids. So I always remind people of the land of the goddess and Malta, because it's little talked about, but it is one of the most amazing experiences to interact with the temples there, and they are so beautiful. And right at the bottom of the hypogeum, it will lead to a well. Originally, it's dried out now, but back in the original design canon, and there was found to be what's called the sleeping beauty goddess, a very delicate goddess led on a little pillow like that, asleep with what looks like a kind of big pregnant belly, if you will, and that's very famous. So every single temple there is dedicated to the goddess, but with the balance alignment of the sun, the masculine sun, pushing his light into those temple spaces. So it's about balance and fertility and holistic health, if you will, as well. Because once we experience those type of energies that have been imbued in those temples for 5,500 years, you can't fail to feel that in your body and go away feeling truly blessed, refreshed, and beautiful.
That is absolutely incredible. I am absolutely going there. I don't care if I have to swim. I am going there.